It's not a booster seat, is it? It's this because of the hole in.
Brad's got a booster seat.
Right, let's go. Let's carry on chatting then.
Okay, guys, we are back, and today we are going to go through our predictions for the UFC 314, which is on this weekend. I'm here with Brad Pickett. He is on his booster seat. Get your booster seat out. Okay, so we was only going to do the main card, but it seems only right that we do our prediction for the last prelim of the night, because two guys that I would like to potentially fight soon. We have Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. If I'm honest, I'm not sure who I'm personally going to go with. I would say Sean Woodson to win via decision. I think he's the tallest man in featherweight history, and I think that he's
So he wins by height? That's your version of winning, how he wins.
Finish. I think that he is going to be very long, very rangy for Dan Ige,
yeah. Okay.
And he's going to win on points. I think he's going to play it smart, and I think he's going to know that Dan Ige packs a lot of power, and that the best way to win will be to stay away from that.
It's a case of like someone being long and rangy, and Dan Ige with power in his hands wants to try and close the distance and land those shots. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure who to win this one.
So you wouldn't bet on that one?
I wouldn't bet on this one myself.
Our first fight of the main card is a light heavyweight bout with Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes.
I mean, this is a real 50-50 fight for me. It's one of the ones where if I went percentage-wise, it'd be 52-48% one way. And probably if I was going to swing anyway, maybe Reyes.
Yeah, I think, again, like you said, very close. I'm just going to say maybe Dominic Reyes because he's the younger fighter. That's going to be his advantage that I'm going to give him. Next up, we've got the most exciting fight of the night, in my opinion, or the one that I'm most looking forward to.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we've got Bryce Mitchell versus Jean Silva.
No, it's not that one.
Yes, it is.
It's Pitbull versus Yari.
Well, it's not on according to the UFC, it's not, Brad.
We'll see.
It's bullshit, it's a lie from Satan.
We've got Bryce Mitchell versus Jean Silva. Jean Silva, probably one of the scariest guys that's not ranked. You know, he's been on an absolute tear. He's 4-0 in the UFC. Bryce Mitchell, obviously, I don't think he needs an introduction, you know, especially with the stuff that he's been saying lately on his podcasts.
He was a guy to go fishing with.
We have a new judge. If I'm honest, yep, Jean Silva by a knockout, I think round 2. That's what I would bet my money on if I was a betting man. But, you know, Bryce Mitchell maybe could take him to a decision, grapple him. Exciting fight, but I'm going with Jean Silva round 2 knockout.
Who do you think will win? Do you reckon Jean Silva or Bryce Mitchell, Poppy? Who? Godzilla. Yeah, okay.
Good. Your prediction? Same?
I think if Jean Silva doesn't make a mistake, I think it'll be him, yeah.
I mean Godzilla.
Not Godzilla.
Then, guys, we have Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. If I'm honest, I think Yair Rodriguez is a lot younger, a lot more skillful, and I don't think that I see him losing at all. But again, it's MMA, anything can happen. But I'm going to go with Yair Rodriguez to win via decision.
For me, I think Yari is going to win as well. For me, Pitbull's a very tough competitor, been around a long time, fought a lot of good guys. It is one of those divisions I've been talking about recently where I think it's kind of wide open. You know, like people can move pretty quickly. Someone like yourself, even your nemesis, you know, Lerone Murphy. After his win, he could be up there as well. You know, like
don't give him attention.
Sorry, but same for me without saying it, with the Ilia Topuria moving away from that division, what I kind of feel Ilia Topuria would have been on top for a long time.
I've said I think the belt's going to be bounced around.
Yeah,
I said I think Diego. We're going to go into that actually next. I won't ruin it. Co-main event. We have Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. Now, a while ago I would have probably said Michael Chandler's going to win this. I think, you know, he'd be the more skillful fighter everywhere. But now I've completely changed my idea on that. I think Paddy Pimblett's going to win, and the reason being,
I'm a scouser. We don't get knocked out.
I think Paddy. Well, he is a lot younger, and I think Paddy is a game day fighter. So I think, you know, if you look at the two on pads, Chandler looks a lot better. He's a lot better body shape, etc. But I think Paddy's the guy that when it comes in on fight day, he performs. And I think Paddy's got a lot of momentum behind him. I think he's got a lot of hype behind him, and I think up there he's a very game fighter. So I think that Paddy may pull out a submission win in the first round again, like Bobby Green. Yeah, I think Paddy's going to take it. First round submission, I'm going. Would you?
For me, yet again, this is one of the ones where I can't bet. It's hard for me now to bet against Paddy. I love Chandler. You know,
You love him?
I do. I actually do. He's a nice guy. Very nice guy. I've known him for a long time.
In what way do you love him?
What do you mean by that?
In a very manly way.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
And if you got to put money on it, what are you saying?
This is I probably would put money on Paddy to win.
Decision?
It's 3 rounds, right? Yes, a decision. Yeah.
Main event, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Now, I'm going to say, I predicted it with Ilya Chapora beating him. I said to everyone, I don't want it to happen, but I think Ilya Chapora is going to knock him out, which he did. I said...
Well, it's not a hard prediction. Ilya Chapora could knock out an elephant.
I said for a lot... Yeah, but Volkanovski...
I used to be a UFC world champion.
Yeah, sure you did, mate.
I do think, unfortunately, the Volkanovski's on the decline, and I wish that wasn't the case. You know, I am a big fan of him, and I think that the belt's going to be passed around. I think Diego Lopez is going to beat Volkanovski. I think then maybe Mosva will beat Diego Lopez again, and I think it's going to be at a time now where the belt doesn't really stay with anyone for a while until it gets to me.
I can't really explain this.
Is that on camera, Ben?
If you're going to decorate the place, at least put them up around here somewhere, up here. For me, Volkanovski, I'd love to see him come back and win. But one of those times, like you said, like once something goes, it's tough. I used to be a guy where I used to be able to like take a punch and like, yeah, I loved it, you know. And it got to the stage where towards the end of my career, things would start to rock me. Well, would never normally rock me before. I'd be like, whoa, I get buzzed from a jab. I'm like, what are you on about?
Because you're sparring with me.
No, but so I do think there is sometimes a time when it comes to something like that where once I knew that I was vulnerable, it changed my game, my whole game. I wasn't aggressive as I was. I was worried about, well, maybe I might get, you know, it changes your game. So hopefully I'm not correct, but I do feel that is a little bit of in Volkanovski's mind, you know, sort of thing.
No, I think Lopez is going to win.
But that's why
5 rounds though. I do think Diego Lopez is going to win via TKO, maybe the 4th or 5th round.
I'm going to go for Volk. I think Volk could stay smart enough and stay out of danger, hopefully, and win the decision. Yeah, and then become a double champ. You know?
Oh, for me, fight of the night. I am going to predict. I'm going to predict Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez if we're going off the fights that we have just discussed.
I kind of feel, if you're going to the fights we discussed, I feel Paddy, Pimblett and Chandler could be a bit of a barn burner. Because, yeah, again, it depends if Paddy wants to stay and rock and sock robots, which
I'm going to change my opinion. I think Paddy, Pimblett and Michael Chandler as well. There you have it, guys. That is our UFC 314 predictions. Please leave in the comments who you think is going to win, whether you agree with us or you think that we are talking absolute.
And also, guys, just want to have a little while we're here. Who do you reckon has better legs? Me and Nathaniel. Like, he's like known for his kicking, but I'm not. Look at these. These are like, look at these. Who's got better legs, Poppy? Me. Who's got better legs, me or him?
Of course, she's going to pick Daddy.
Daddy, yeah. Yes, bosh. And there we have it, guys. Better legs.
My penis is big enough.